Hello, friends, and thank you so much for joining me today on Educated and Unfiltered. I'm Carolyn, and today I want to talk to you about an event I attended last week. And of course, I was not invited, but according to all the news outlets, they made it seem like this San Antonio ISD was hosting this big event, and they wanted you to come out to listen to the state of address regarding educational issues and what was going on in the school district and what was happening all around us. And with me being with Educated and Unfiltered, of course, Curious George here, I wanted to go and take a look. So when I got there, it was so funny. I walked up to the table and I was number one, totally underdressed. And everybody had on suits and heels, and I had on a warm up and a white sweater. Dr. Aquino proceeded to get up and start talking about how the district had exceeded beyond expectation. He talked about how 30 of the campuses had received an AB rating and that his attendance has gone up from uh, 88 plus percent to 91.7%, which rounds up to about 92%. And this means a $10 million increase in funding from the previous years. So I guess with that being said, at least 18 campuses remain in priority status, and after 3 consecutive failing years, the district has projected a $46 million deficit due to enrollment decline. Many school districts across the state of Texas and right here in our own backyard in the city of San Antonio are beginning to close down schools based on the low enrollment that's happening around every one of these communities. I know Judson's facing at least thinking about closing down 3 elementaries and 1 middle school, but that's just the nature of the beast. When we lose our kids to charters and we lose our kids to vouchers, this is what's going to happen. But one of the things I want to talk about this event that's I'm called not the wedding crasher, but I guess the foundation crasher, is the lack of presence in the room. Even though Hispanic children were sitting at the table. Maybe one African American kid was sitting at all of these corporate tables. I was very, very disappointed when I walked in there and I didn't see our District 2 council person, Jalen Rodriguez. I didn't see you, Tommy Calvert Jr., and our county commissioner. But one person did show up from District 1, and her name is Suk Kahur. And she is District 1 councilwoman, and she gets recognized at all of these different events that has anything to do with education. Barbara Gerben Hawkins did show up and make an appearance, but here's the kicker. As community leaders, that's our job to ensure that our children are being served, that we have a seat at the table, especially for African American kids. We do not have a voice, obviously, because if that was the case, then more African American kids would have been invited to this event. Even though there are over 40,000 Hispanic kids that attend SAISD schools, that's about 90% of the population, which is about 44,000. And the African American enrollment is around 2,500. The Anglo enrollment is around 1,400. And I think there are about 259 Asian kids. With that being said, I just want to make sure that our kids know that events like this is taking place right around you. And so what that you didn't get a chance to eat that cold prime rib, which I wasn't going to eat because the cow was still mooing. And there was obviously the meal was designed for the corporate executives that were sitting at the tables with their chest puffed out, like, look at me and I give to this foundation. Whoopie-doo. Feed the children Chick-fil-A, a pizza, hot pizza at that, because if this event was truly for the children, then they would have been represented in a more fashion than what I saw there. Even though I wasn't on the list and I wasn't invited, the news outlets made it seem like it was an open invitation. So it really wasn't. It was just a chance for people to puff their chest out, a bunch of pomp and circumstance, which grates my nerves. And this is why I'm on Educated and Unfiltered. You don't have to like what I have to say, but it's the truth. I need our Black parents to wake up and take a look about what's going on around you and around our children, and how we do not have a seat at the table still, and we're totally underrepresented at these events. Our children should have a voice too, and they should be invited to sit at the table with these high level executives if they truly want to see children from poverty succeed. Hi, I'm Carolyn. Thank you so much for joining me at Educated Unfiltered. We'll talk again real soon.